What's good, family? Welcome back to Power After Hours, your favorite power podcast. Chrissy on this side, Jeff on the other, and we are here to recap Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, Season 2, Episode 4, Pay the Toll. Shout out to everybody in the chat, getting it in
The
early
trap.
and often. I mean, the chat is the trap. If you ever been in there, you know it go down there. So shout out to everybody in the chat chiming in live. Shout out to everybody watching after on the replay and listening in on audio. You can get Power After Hours anywhere you listen to podcasts. On YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe, and follow us on social, Twitter and Instagram at Power After Hours. Chrissy, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. It's another day. It does not feel like a Wednesday at all. Honestly, I'm so lost this week. I don't know what day of the week it is. I just know I'm here because you told me to be here. You know what I'm saying? How are you feeling?
That's hilarious on like a billion other levels.
If you hadn't texted me this morning, I would not have been ready this evening.
I mean, that's what happens when you you know what I'm saying, you're coming back from vacation and you gotta get it on. So yeah, it took a couple extra days, y'all. Hope y'all don't hold that against us, but we are back. We're ready to recap. How was your Labor Day, Chrissy?
It was good, just relaxation. Labor Day actually was my brother's birthday. So
Nice.
went over there and celebrated with him. Every year he gets older, makes me feel older because he's always been just feels like 4 years younger, so it's like you look at him and he's like, yeah, I'm turning 36. And you're like, damn, next year's gonna be fun. So yeah, when you're pushing the 40 mark, it's starting to get real. But Labor Day was just relaxed. I didn't do really much of anything but spend time with family and friends. What did you do?
Oh, it's the same thing. So it's actually my mom's birthday. It was my mom's
Oh,
birthday on Tuesday, and we went out and we had dinner with her. Had a couple of my guys. Shout out to my guy Low Key. It was his birthday also, so we went to go check him. And my guy said who I've seen before on this show, giving his takes on power. It was his birthday. It was his birthday weekend as well. So it was a whole bunch of Virgo season in the building. So we went out, checked them out, and yeah. Other than that, it was like that and relaxation. I
yeah,
think that was
man.
the name.
You
That
ain't
was
no
the name of the thing for
relaxation
me.
when you got that many birthdays going on. Like
I mean, it was
you
one
was
day. It
out.
was all in one day,
Oh, that's a blessing.
so he was
Okay,
able
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
knock it out. You
Yeah,
know,
that's
we had
always
some
a
moves.
good thing.
Yeah,
Because
we had
listen,
that. Shout out to my guy Dozy in the Fine Wine series. They had their wine tasting and mixer event in the Central Park Summer Stage. So that was like, it was super dope. It felt like the Polo Classic for those of y'all who were in the New York area who know about the Polo Classic. People getting beautiful black people getting dressed up, being
mm,
out. Felt very like wealthy, bougie, but not too bougie. You know what I'm saying?
that's
Like
always
it was a
fun.
vibe. It was a super vibe, and it's my first time going, and it was really dope. So a few events. Friday and Monday was like the super chill days, so I like bookending those weeks
Yeah, you
with the
gotta
chill. So
you gotta break after the drinks, and you're getting older too when your friends start inviting you to wine tastings. Like it's a
right.
whole new level of like grown and sexy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
but this is like a wine tasting / party situation. Like it's a whole he flipped the vibe. So it
wasn't no
wasn't just,
spitting out. You're just supposed to spit it
pinkies
out.
up and spitting out. No, we just drinking.
Just drink it. That ain't no
Just
wine
drinking.
tasting. That's just come and drink. That's a
Nah,
let's get
but
lit.
they did have stations or whatever, but
Ain't nobody was
we
using
was
that.
there
We
for a
black.
good time, not a long time. All right. Shout out to everybody. Shout out Jacoby. What's up? Share my love. Sean Richards, Miriam, Good Brother Mars, Ashley. What's up to everybody in the
Hey
chat? Keep
fam.
it going with us as we get into this episode. Let's talk about this episode. Pay the toll. Pay the toll. Pay the toll. I think
Literally.
we're seeing more of the consequence of Rock's ambition to
Ego.
expand her game and expand the drug game and kind of bury her head in the sand as to what's going on and the ramifications of what she's done by trying to just keep working. It's a lot what we do at times where in order to avoid the real world, we focus all our energy into something that can consume our time
Absolutely.
so we don't have to deal with what's actually happening. And I
Hmm.
think that's part of what Rock is going through right now with this Jersey move that she quickly realizes the other guy in town, he ain't playing.
Yeah, and it seems to be that like she's the only one that doesn't really care about it at all. Like she doesn't care that these Jersey dudes literally will bury her under cement and act like you never existed. Like
Right.
Marvin and Lou might be the ones that have some sense and know that like you don't play games with these dudes. Like mafia dudes are on a different level than street dudes. All right, like you can
Mm-hmm.
go out, you can kill D Wiz and all that cute stuff, but when you dealing with Columbo over here, you
Not
better come
Columbo.
correct. You better come correct. It's gonna be a dirty
Not
game, and
Columbo.
that's what it is. Your hands are gonna get dirty. Like it's not something that I think Rock is prepared for. And at some point, we have to look at her and say, is it ambition or is it ego? Because it's treading a fine
Mm.
line at this point. Because to me, there is ambition and there is wanting to be on top, but with ambition, you have to have a little bit of humility. You have to be a little bit humble. You have to exercise your brain. Rock is not thinking, she's just acting. And so I'm starting to think this is more of an ego thing where she had her situation last season where she ended up on top with Unique. And now she just thinks that she just runs this shit. She runs the game as a whole. And it's like, girl, slow down, pump your brakes and
Mm.
assess the situation before you just move in somewhere. So yeah,
Right.
I think it's more ego than ambition, but I mean, I could be
That's a
wrong. I
good
don't know.
thing. Let us know in the chat what you think is Ingo ambition. What do you think about her moves so far? And one of those moves is crossing Sal Baselli, who is the mafia boss who runs Newark. And in a lot of these shows, you'll see people have territories, and if you're gonna work in the territory, you gotta let them people know so that you don't have any problems.
Correct.
Otherwise, you're gonna have to pay the tax, right? Or you're gonna pay the toll, just like the name of the episode says. So we see in the beginning, Rock already done moved in. She got her place, and word eventually gets around, I guess, to Sal and his mom that, hey, yo, there's some new people moving in town. And in the beginning of the episode, as their one of their guys is shipping that truck over with the product, they get hit. They get hit by Baselli's guys with the message: tell your boss they're gonna have to pay the toll if you want to operate in Sal Baselli's spot. And I love the fact that when they met up, right? They meet up, and she even mentions, yo, you don't be in the projects. Why do you care? It's like, I'll be in Newark. I don't need to be in the project. Even when I'm not here, I'm there.
Period. And they all
I'm
laughing.
omnipresent. Right, right. And it's just like, yo, this is my territory. If you're going to, and you think about it, it does make sense, right? She starts getting hot in the projects. People from the other parts of Newark is probably gonna roll in there and not want to mess with whatever he's messing with. So yeah, that's a competition. And unless he gets some bread off that competition, he's not trying to let that competition muster. He's not trying to let that competition thrive at all whatsoever. And you could see that this is kind of like the old money, new money conflict
Yeah,
between them. Rock has been doing it for a while, but doing it in a different city. Sal Baselli and his crew is probably a familial thing. It's been passed down for years and years, and it's been firmly established to the point that anyone new moving in is already alert. There's an already alert for him
right.
if there's any type of people trying to move in. And she gets caught up in that, right? She gets caught up in that. She doesn't want anybody telling her how to do business, and even getting the counsel from Marvin and Lou to say, yo, this is something different. We think you should fall. Why don't we just fall back? Why don't we just fall back and work on our own stuff, and then eventually go out there later? Like, maybe now's the time. And she's not trying to hear it. And you think about who she's hearing it from, right? She
Right.
don't really respect Marvin because Marvin fucks up his life. His daughter don't even talk to him, and he's just getting back into good graces. And Lou is a deadbeat in her eyes because he rather be mixing songs than whipping work.
I'm in the studio. Call me
Right,
back.
right. And he's not even making money.
You
That's
ain't
the
doing
worst
shit.
part.
You ain't
He's
doing
not even
shit. You a
making money
bum.
off of it.
You a bum right now. You a bum. I'm tired of him. And I really think what it comes down to is Rock really just doesn't like being told no. Like
Mm.
she doesn't like to hear the word no or you can't or any type of negative connotation. She ain't trying to be a part of it. Like she instantly wants to dominate in her own way. And what she doesn't realize, and the thing that I'm glad Lou said is that they're not just gonna come for you. They're gonna come for all of us. They're not just gonna kill you. You got to think about Kanan. You got to think about us. But Rock can't even see that right now. All she sees is what she wants, and she's going to do whatever it takes to get that. She really thinks that she's untouchable at the moment,
Mm-hmm.
which is a
Mm-hmm.
really scary place to be because you know, as well as I know, watching Power all these years, ain't nobody untouchable.
Exactly, exactly. Let's tap into the chat, see what we saying over here. Good brother Mars says, "Never act like you know the lay of the land." A quote from Tariq
Never
St.
act before it.
Patrick.
Yeah. Yep.
Never act before you know the lay of the land. From Tariq St. Patrick.
Tariq
Exactly. You
smarter.
can't. Yeah, yo. For all the hate that he got, he had some bars in that, and he's telling the truth. Like you can't walk into a situation blind. And you also shouldn't walk into a situation ignorant. Like if
Facts.
you don't know, you need to find out before you move in and make moves. And mind you, when you say is it ego, right? I'd say it's part ego, self pride. It's also hubris, right? Where you
Mm.
have that inflated sense of self that blinds your judgment because you feel like your way is right. You're
Yep.
being arrogant enough to know that despite whatever you see, you're gonna make it happen. So you're gonna take this path regardless of right or wrong or yes or no, whatever. And she's just going head first in. You can see it when they set up the meeting. And Lou at first comes in and he's like, yo, damn me, no disrespect. We will,
I'm
and she's like,
sorry. Ugh.
right. And then she cut that off real quick and was like, nah, we moved in here because you wasn't here, so blah, 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 blah. And Sal and his crew gives her the number. Pay this and you good. We got no problems. She boils it up and throws it and said, that's my final offer. Yeah,
We
he
didn't
said
even
this.
see
He
it.
gave her a file number. He looked at it, crumpled it up, and threw it at her feet and walked away. And you could tell it was a drastic situation, right?
Yeah.
Because Lou and Marvin kind of look at each other like,
Well, we in
yeah,
this
no,
shit now. They don't see our faces. Oh.
it's kind of gullible. It's kind of, I mean, not it's kind of gullible. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have did that move, but Rock just did that shit. So what are we gonna do?
I mean, to the
And
point where Sal is like, I kind of like this bitch.
right. Where he sees like, and it's in a weird way earning his respect that she didn't fold,
Right.
but that doesn't mean now. Remember, Unique told us that early. It's business. It's nothing personal.
Business.
So now they're gonna continue to make that business happen. You know what I mean? And I do understand why Rock cut Lou off because especially as a woman being the boss, it looked like he was talking for her.
Yeah.
And especially of all people, it ain't gonna be my brother who's in the studio and is a freeloader,
The
and
shortest of the
slacking.
three of us.
Right.
Like,
Slacking, don't put in your own isn't pulling your own weight with the responsibility of the family business that's funding your street dreams in music and Bulletproof Records.
I
Bulletproof
really
is
don't get
profit proof.
what
It's
is Lou
profit
going
proof
through.
right now. Let me tell you that much. It's Bulletproof Records is profit proof right now because they ain't making no
It's
money.
not working. It's recession is upon us. Like you really ain't doing what you like. So when he walked in that studio and everything was gone, I was like, y'all ain't even paying the bills in this motherfucker. Like, was that
Right.
on loan? Like, what did you use Rent a Center to get your shit? Like, where did it come from? I'm so Lou, for me to have thought in the first half of season one that he was the smartest of the three to now, like, it's such a sad downfall. And I keep wanting to believe in him because I just feel like at some point he's gonna snap out of it. But I don't know if he can, like, to the point where you're asking your sister for money. Like, really? I don't understand what it is that Lou is going through where he feels that this business, the music business, is going to be so profitable right now that it can pull you away from your family business. Bruh,
Hmm.
you still gotta run these corners. Like,
Gotta
what
do
are you doing?
something. Be something, do something profitable. You know what I mean? Miriam says, I mean, it's cool to be gully, even necessary, but she's straight up messy when she's not making smart decisions.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Share My Love says she doesn't listen to men actually anyway. Yeah, she don't listen to man or woman. She don't listen. She don't listen to anyone. Sean Richards said it should be called Empty Pocket Records. Yeah, Lou is struggling. They gotta sell. They gotta sell equipment to get more equipment. He ain't feeling what Crown Camacho gotta say. He
But
don't got no real artists like that. And Crown, you could tell
whew,
Crown is doing his thing. In everything. Even when Juke tells Rock that he saw, he's like, "Oh, Crown, like, how does Famous have his own spot? Oh, Crown hooked him. He's like, oh, Crown involved in everything. Like, so she already know what type of vibe he is. He's diversifying his investments in order to get the best return that he can possible. You know what I mean?
who
And
knew
that's it.
Crown would be
Bulletproof
smarter
Records
out
with
of
the
him and
shaky knee.
Lou?
Right, right, exactly. You know, but he does get it. Courtesy, get the new mixer courtesy of Cartier, and
We don't know what that's
we
gonna
got to
cost
talk
them yet.
about you know, it might not cost anything. Well, they do have a partnership, but he's also trying to woo Rock, and you see that. And that might be another issue that Rock has is that she's trying to do so much. She put numerous things on her plate. She's
Too
trying to
many.
figure out things with Cartier. She's trying to get a new home with and bring a symphony over. She's overcomplicating a lot of stuff. First with
Kanan.
Cartier, giving Cartier, yeah, Kanan too. Like lying to Kanan, talking to Cartier, trying to get the home with Symphony, trying to expand into Jersey, trying to be a mom to Juke. It's a whole lot. It's a whole
Sis
lot. Like,
got too much trying to be a mom to Juke, Kanan, Marvin, and Lou. Let's be very clear here. Rock
right,
is a mom to all of these motherfuckers. Don't none of them really have her respect in the way that she doesn't look at them as hands to feed. You know what I mean? Like mouths to feed.
right,
My bad.
right,
Hands to
right.
feed. Who's
You
eating
be
with?
feeding your hands? Hey, Chrissy, I'm hungry. Well, give me
I
something
already done
to
told. What is this? Sesame
eat.
Street? Sit your ass down.
I'm
Like
just saying, if you feed in hands, you literally feeding puppets.
I told you, I don't know what day it is. You're gonna leave me alone this evening.
Hey, you came to the podcast, you left yourself open for some slander, all right, hand feeder?
All I'm saying is she got too much going on. And you're right. In terms of, you know, Kanan, she's got all the lies that she has to keep up with him because not only does she have to come up with the lie in general, she has to keep expanding her lie as Kanan comes to her with different information every damn day. Like
Right,
Kanan is asking her different questions, putting her in different situations. And it's almost like he is trying to catch her in a lie, but in some way, her lying, he already knows she lying. Like he knows what she's feeding him is bullshit. You
right,
understand? Like she thinks her lie is working, but it's not. And it's unfortunate because it's just like, at what point do you realize that you are doing too much? Because, but I do think her relationship with Cartier, she's learning because
right.
through their relationship and through that talk that they had, she finds out how he's washing his money. And I did think that was pretty genius. And I'm wondering if Rock is now going to think of a better way um, to be able to funnel her money.
Exactly, exactly. Well, one of those ways is getting the crib, which goes into our talk about her and Symphony and her and Symphony's relationship or lack thereof. They show that where it's like she's still calling him even after everything that happened, where he tells him like, "Yo, I need to know the truth. I need to know this. I need to know where I stand." She brings him over to kind of stunt with the house that she's about to get and also get his expertise because she knows he does the architecture stuff. But I feel like that was kind of more of a front because she's 1 foot in, 1 foot out in the relationship, and this is where Symphony put his foot down,
It was a great
right?
conversation.
Yeah, and it's like they were having the please let me go conversation.
A
You
Fed
know,
is a Fed no more.
I
I don't
mean,
know, y'all. I think
well,
it's time
already
for
been
me to let
asked,
it
are you
go.
still on this Symphony as a Fed business, or has Chrissy changed her mind? Well, we
All
need
right.
to know now. What do you
Are
think
you a
after this
Fed? Are
situation?
you a Fed alrighty then?
Oh
Because I
my
need you to know how to
god!
spell my name. I refuse. That is like the one way to get to me is to spell my name with a C. I like you. I like you alrighty then because you literally are a good person. But spell my name with a K. I think I'm gonna have to let Symphony go. I
Oh,
I
breaking news! Symphony has beat the Fed allegations.
I think it's time, guys. I think we held on strong. Even
Wow.
though my teammates dropped as flies as the weeks went on. Uh, and I held strong for all of us. You guys let me down. I'm just gonna say, you guys in the comments let me go. But I think it's time to let Symphony go. I think it's time to let him go and live his best life. By himself. I think it's time. It's time. He's not a Fed. He's not a Fed.
Wow.
Because let me tell you why I don't think Symphony is a Fed.
Wow.
I don't think Symphony is a Fed because he's not doing everything possible to stay in Rock's life. Unless, unless this is a part of his bigger plan and he wants her to keep chasing. Now, if Symphony come back, he's a Fed for sure. But as of right now, you got to let it go, guys. Symphony ain't no Fed.
We won. Ladies and gentlemen, we got her.
You guys
We
got
won.
me.
I feel vindicated,
You should. You should.
Symphony, bruh.
I feel like we
You
should
won
play
it out.
the
You
Titanic music.
you Yo, but look, I did kind of see I kind of like I did like that symphony scene. I really enjoyed it with him because
Oh my God, it was so
he
good.
this is like the beginning of people rejecting Rock's authority, like for real, and saying no, drawing their own personal lines. At first, it is with Symphony where he's saying, "Yo, I love you, but I wanna," he had that line where he said, "I wanna be your home."
Listen to me. When he said, "You always said I was your vacation, right?" And she
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Yeah." And he said, "This is the problem. I never wanted to be your vacation, Rock. I wanted to be your home." Ooh, I said,
Mm.
"Damn, this nigga spitting bars." That's when I knew it was over. It wasn't. You can't say something like that and come back. It
Nope.
is Rock really messed up somebody that wanted to build a life with her. But there is no way Symphony would have been okay with what she had Kanan do that night.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how much he loved her. He knows what she had Kanan do. He already
Right.
knows. Like it's just because of the way Kanan was acting in the car with him. We've heard him talk about that, over the past few episodes. It's sad that I think their relationship was doomed from the start because he did see so much in Kanan. He wants the best for Kanan more than his own mother does. And I think that is sad that your man wants more for your son than you do. So it was doomed the moment she had Kanan pull that trigger. There was never going to be hope for them, despite how much they do love each other. he knows that what's best for him is to take a step back.
Facts, facts, facts. Power After Hours, your favorite power podcast, tapped in to Pay the Toll, season 2, episode 4 of Raising Kanan, the recap. All right, let's get into it. I like this comment. Sean Sifford, he does love rock, but he does not want to be about that street life.
You saw the clothes he had on? He ain't
Right,
about that
right.
street life.
Yeah. Share My Love says, in the opening narration for season 1, Kanan didn't mention Symphony. He said Defcon was the best man for rock. And that probably is because of who he was and how he moved. Maybe it was one of those things where it was a love that she wasn't ready to receive, and she didn't want to receive in that way, and she wanted him like to love him on her terms, and he wasn't with it. So that's why he's out. I don't know if that means we've seen the last of Symphony, because him and Kanan have a relationship, so I could see him going to him, and we've seen it. We're starting to see it right now. Kanan wants answers, and Kanan is moving on his own way. After what Howard told him, he want to move and he want to find his own way. So he goes upstate to go see his alleged father's brother Vernon, who's locked up, to ask him questions about his dad. And Vernon is kind of like super street dude who just accepted what was said as said. He's like, yo, yeah, you his dad. I seen you as a baby. He wasn't around there. Yeah, you look at Diesel now, and anybody who's saying anything, people gonna talk. Like he there was not a word until he had the idea, like, wait, did Rock tell you she was messing with other guys, like sleeping
Right.
around? And then he was like, no, not like that, because who knows who he's connected with
Who he's
outside that might
connected
try
to.
to do
Absolutely. He
something
could get her killed.
because of that, right? But he's like, no, that's not the case. He tells Vernon this, and he's ultimately there to get assurances from Vernon that Defcon is his dad. He says, yo, you look like Defcon too. So he's kind of giving them that reassurance, but you could tell he's not all the way sold. And I loved what him and Marvin had that conversation where Marvin was like, yo, and you could tell it was kind of like a meta conversation where Marvin was talking about himself also, where he said, yo, you might have people in your life and they might not be the best for you, but they the ones that's here. They're the ones that's here. They're the ones that care, and your mom is doing her best, and your mom is here. So you need to appreciate the people that are in your life. Probably thinking like Kanan, like, yo, it's like you going on a treasure hunt for gold that ain't there.
It's unfortunate because we're literally listening to somebody who is a shit parent tell him to appreciate the other person who is a shit parent.
Hey, the
Like
anger management's working.
Marvin really is starting to get soft, and he just the fact that he's the one that took him up there to.
Right.
I was like, oh, okay. But I think with Marvin telling him that, it still doesn't give Kanan the answers that he needs. I don't even think there was anything that his uncle Vernon could have said to him that would have brought him that reassurance. And it actually is the conversation that he ends up having with Juke that changes the way that I feel like this whole time, the moment that Omar Epps told him, because he's Omar. I'm sorry?
I said Detective Howard.
Omar Epps. The moment Omar Epps told him, I'm your daddy, he knew. You know what I mean? Like, and so when he has that conversation with Juke and just, and she tells him, you just have this feeling. Like, it's just this feeling that like it feels good. Like it feels like this is home, like this is your family, this is your parent. And I think Kanan had that feeling, but there was so much doubt because of who this person was. This is literally the person that he shot. So I think Kanan knows it's his pops, and Rock can only lie so much to him. And every time I hold out hope that she's going to do something right by her son, she makes it 100 times worse. She really is a shitty parent. There's no coming back from what she's done to this boy's life, because Kanan could have been someone different, and she put him in the shittiest position known to man by sending him to shoot Detective Howard.
And he even asks about that. He's like, why did you want me to shoot the cop? You ain't like, there's way more cops that be tripping more than he's tripping. But why would you want me to shoot him? Why would you put me in that position? Right. And she has an uncanny ability to like lie and make up a story like on the spot. And basically said that she was trying to get her jammed up, and threatened to talk or was trying to get him to put him in a position where put Kanan in a position where he would have to snitch on his moms in order to free himself. And she didn't want him in that position, so he shot him. And I was like, yo, that's the most elaborate. Like, if that
she
was
brought
the
up the five kids who were charged and sentenced.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Was it
she said what the police say goes. Look at those 5 kids and that white lady in Central Park. Like, Central Park she brought it up. It's ill how they do that in the conversations that get brought up. It's ill. Those are the little things about this show that makes this show great. But it's funny if it was the real world and you telling a kid that as the reason why you sent them to kill the kid would say, that sounds like some power shit. You know what I'm saying? That sounds like some power shit. Like, that don't sound like that shit is real. That shit sounds like it's power. It sounds like power, but she sold them on it, or at least we thought about that until the end where she catches him going to go see Detective Howard.
Ooh, Kanan gonna have some explaining to do, because that's not a good look.
She said they were gonna get Kanan for the D Nice. His name isn't D Nice. Was it
D Wiz? No, D Wiz was the kid.
The Buck 50 or whatever his name was.
Yeah, the kid he shot on the street.
Crew.
That was Buck.
That's what she said. Buck 20 or Buck 50 or whatever.
D Nice is a DJ.
D Wiz was the kid that she killed, but she said he was trying to pin
that's the one she said. The
murder that set Kanan down this path, and that's what she used, right? And you could tell. The one thing about Kanan, and he mentions it throughout the episode, I'm not a kid anymore. I'm not 8. Every time they want to have a conversation, they tell him to go sit down, go watch. You're good, Martin. You're good. This is not the first time we all mess up. She's trolling you. She done said a whole lot of stuff today.
Why I gotta be the one that's trolling
because
you
said it too. Because you said it. It is what it is. Just own up to it. But yeah,
I've owned up to enough tonight.
All right, I think she's done, guys. So $20. Y'all are crazy. But yeah, so Kanan is the guy who's like, yo, I'm old enough. Like, I basically was in this game for a hot second. Y'all act like I don't know what y'all talking about. Why you keep sending me away? Like, yo, just let me know. So right, he was like, I'm in for a cup of coffee. I mean, he's in it so well, he feels comfortable stealing from his moms and stealing from the company, which when that blows up, it's gonna be nuts, right?
That is gonna be.
On top of that,
somebody got to put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, he stole bread to throw a freaking party for Famous, to fund a party for Famous. Boy, if he found that out, that man would have been working on the street for like a year, no pay. I'm telling you. But yeah, like, he understands what's going on. And the one thing about Kanan is that even at that age, they show how perceptive he is about people.
Yeah.
And that's what Kanan in the original Power series was. That's why he was able to manipulate Tommy and Ghost to have heat with each other. He knew exactly what he needed to say because he's a great judge of character. And he can download your character profile and manipulate you to whatever he needs. And it's starting now. It's starting now because he can read people and know when he's being bullshitted and when he needs to to take the truth.
Yeah, it's almost like he can read people's minds in a way, right? Like, he can tell anything. And almost when he was at the party and the mom and the daughter, and the way the mom was looking at him, and he knew the mom was down for it. Okay, like, he could just tell just by reading body language. Just it's really, really good at that. Like, you're not gonna really be able to fool him in the way that you think, because he's always, if you do maybe that time, he's gonna have some questions later about why. Like he's a really good judge of character. And the way he was actually able to break up Tommy and Ghost was something that ended I mean, that's what lasted us till even today. You know, with what the problems he had with Tariq. So those what he was able to do sent shockwaves. So I'm just wondering what he's gonna do in this young age that could also send those shockwaves through what his mom got going on.
Exactly, exactly. Power After Hours, your favorite power podcast. Let's tap in with some comments. Jaleel, do y'all think Rock has something to do with Juke's mom leaving? Because for her to be so invested in church, why wouldn't she come see her child if she's been back in New York for some time now? So let's talk about Juke tapping in where her mom's
Mm-hmm.
finally going and talking to her mom and having that conversation like, yo, why'd you leave? Why did you leave? And she let her know, yo, I was young. I was a kid when I had you.
Yep.
And I got scared. I do what kids do. I got scared. I ran. I had dreams to be a singer, make some money, come back and get you. Before I knew it, once again I got caught up with the wrong people. 10 years had passed, and at that point I said, why would I come back in your life and ruin it? I've been going too long. Like she kind of gave up, and Drew kind of even said it wouldn't have been.
It
It
wouldn't
wouldn't have
have
been like
been.
you should have came out, and you see this with a lot of like these frayed relationships between parents and children, where the
Yeah.
parent, in making quote unquote the best decision possible, the best decision for their kid, is making the wrong decision in the long run, and it shows with Juke. Like she always wanted to know, and you know she looked a little envious when she saw the picture with her mom and the kids, or she's her youth group in church. Like, damn, that could have been me. That should have been
Yeah.
me, but it wasn't, because you know you wasn't really trying to mess with being a mom. But she kind of they had it out. They had an understanding. And it seems like Juke is with it, because she wanted to get the church dresses from the crib to go to church. But even in having that conversation with Rock, where she said, "Yo, I found my mom," Rock is kind of dissuading her from meeting up with her mom, telling her like, "Yo, family is earned.
Why
Family is
wouldn't she
earned. Like,
come
it's not
back?
just blood." Yeah, why didn't she? Like, dissuading her from discouraging her from meeting up with her mom. And then I think it's funny where she kind of has that same energy for Howard coming back after all that time, but
Right.
she's wrong in both parts.
Both, because it's like Howard one didn't even know that that could be. You know what I'm saying? Like he never would have even thought that he had a child roaming this earth. Like you didn't tell him. It's like he knew and left. You know what I mean? Um, and then with this situation, there's got to be more to the story, right? And I'm sure that is going to unfold. But it was good for that one moment to see Juke almost giddy about the fact that she was able to tell Rock, hey, I went to see my mom. Because she had this smile on her face. And it's almost like she expected Rock to be happy for her. And to get that answer was such a disappointment,
Right.
you know, because she does look at Rock in that motherly figure because she's the one that's always stepped up and been there for her.
Facts.
Um, and for her to run home, get the church dresses, and see her room. It's crazy because we haven't seen that room since the confrontation between her and Marvin.
Mm-hmm.
When he tried to choke her out. And for him to walk in and see her in the room and his excitement, almost having his daughter back, and it almost makes me sad because
Mm.
I feel like Marvin is trying. Like
Yeah.
he wants his daughter to be home. He wants to be a good father now. But Juke is telling him essentially it's too late. But your mom comes back and has been gone all these years, and you're telling her it's okay. You understand what I'm
Facts.
saying? Like, so how can you essentially tell one it's okay, but not the other? Like, you've got to give both a chance to be there for you. So it's just sad to see Marvin trying to open up and not getting anything back.
I totally agree, yo. I totally agree. And he has to apologize first off. Gotta say I'm
I
sorry.
mean, he ain't even get a chance. She keep running
Yeah.
on. Bruh painted the walls though.
Yeah, he do. That was his way of apologizing without saying it, but saying it goes a long way.
Yeah.
Couple of quick hits before we get out of here. I love the fact that they brought back the wall that the dead super is in, and how it still stinks in there. And Kata's like, yo, they keep spraying the
I
air
forgot
spray.
about him
Yeah,
in there.
they showed it in the if you skip how they set up stuff with the previously on Kanan.
Yeah.
Right? They set that stuff up. They were setting that up too, and that's why he kept was like, "Oh, it's stinking here," and they keep spraying the aerosol.
I forgot about
he's
that.
in there. Yeah, me too. And I thought he was in a totally different wall. And now I see they still have him in the wall, and I'm like, "Dog, what are you doing?" And now
Y'all haven't moved
him
this
is going to be even crazy. Yeah, it was just wild. Like the fact that because I guess they didn't want him discovered or whatever the case may be, but still, I'm like, man, y'all are wild with that. So I thought that was funny. It's ill to see how unique is still a thorn in Rock's side, because not only is he still pressing out Juliana, you see in the episode when he's having that conversation about that short bus, which was Rock's solution to the Jersey problem was to just go in there undercover. He found out, and it looks like he was talking to the Italians and giving them the heads up because they wouldn't have known.
Correct.
So it looks like he's somehow in league with them or whoever's against Rock to try to mess up her operation.
Is it Worrell? Because he was talking to Worrell outside of he was communicating with Worrell outside that car. And what the hell did he do to Juliana?
I mean,
because
remember he kidnapped him.
It's giving. I know that, but it's giving rape. It's giving.
I don't think
it's giving Law and Order SVU vibes. The way she's acting.
If your kidnapper pulls up again and is there, I think it would be. I don't think it was like rape or anything like that.
I don't like the way he was caressing her hand. I don't like how the way she felt was giving me Law and Order SVU vibes. I wanted to call Marissa Hargitay and tell her to bring her and her detectives over to Stars.
All right. Not the SVU detectives, but
it's giving more than just kidnap.
Okay. I get you on that. It was a pretty creepy scene, but Juliana at the same time is also a G, right? She's looking at Rock like, yo, why you letting
He's laughing at us.
Comfortable? Why you letting him be so comfortable to walk up in here after all of that? You would feel comfortable to come back in here again for anything? This is because you forget that she's the Connect's cousin. So
I'm telling you, that's going to come back to haunt her.
And it may very well so.
Rock not handling that business and taking care of him. And once again, it's because she has so much shit going on and she's trying to move and be in so many different places that she's not taking care of home. And all of these little mistakes are going to come back as little fires that she's going to have to put out. But there's only so much you can do, boo-boo, when you're not a firefighter. Like, she's going to have a lot of problems. All
right.
Don't trust that.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of problems. Sure. All right, let's get to some of the chat. Hold on 1 second. Let me tap in with y'all. We're going to get to the chat. And see what y'all saying. Power After Hours, your favorite power podcast. Raising Kanan episode 4. Pay the toll. I just saw your comment too, boss. Where is it? Kalima, what's up? The Kanan and Tariq parallels are great. Tariq has sticky fingers too.
Sure did. Yep,
for sure.
Sure did.
Sean says Rock is gonna shoot Kanan in his pinky toe for going to see how.
Not the pinky toe. That can cause a lot of problems, sir. You can really have problems walking if they shoot your pinky toe.
Right. Exactly. Ashley Santos says needs to know more about Jukebox Mom's past. There's more to it.
Oh, hell yes, there is.
Too.
It's because didn't Marvin say she was on drugs?
Yeah. So maybe it was.
Or was that a lie that he told? Maybe I don't know.
Who
That could have
knows?
been the lie that he also told Juke to make her not feel so bad about
Mm-hmm.
her mom leaving. But I don't think she's telling the full truth right now.
Right. Share My Love says when Marvin and Lou were fighting, Lou said something about Kenya sleeping around. Uh,
Facts.
yeah.
Facts with the ball players. Facts. I
Mm,
remember that part. I
right.
remember that part.
Hope Lee says there's more to Mom's story and Rock knows it. Tyru
Agreed.
says she may be a snitch or owe Rock money. So yeah, there's a Caliber also says I think Jukebox and her mom are ultimately gonna fall out over Juke's sexuality. There's a lot of theories and they're all good. I ain't gonna lie.
Wait, who went to jail? Wasn't it Marvin?
I think Marvin went to jail.
Bro, if she really is a snitch and that's why she had to leave,
That's a good theory too. That's a real good theory. Who knows?
you know,
Who
I'm
knows?
always down to call somebody a snitch.
Right. Good brother Mars says Marvin said that Kenya's fan he got all the fuck ups and heathens. Yeah, pot meat kettle.
Right,
Uh,
he got some nerve.
yeah. So
He got some
yeah.
nerve.
So that's it. Oh, we also got my guy Jacoby tapped in with a question. I think he was in here for a little bit, but then had to go. He sent us a reader question. Friend of the live chat. So he says episode 4 was good. I rewatched it a couple of times just in case I missed something. Rock is cold-blooded. I like her character though. She has been on one this season, but I feel like what she told Lou needed to be said. He don't
Mhm.
answer phone calls or pages and not even in position yet to step away from the game because he hasn't made any money yet at the label. Kaden needs to watch out for his new chick and mom is going to be a twist. And the Italians, I like that Rock didn't just bow down to them. Sal called her a little broad was disrespectful. Orel has to die. He's a snake. And also, Kaden still hasn't learned that Rock will always find out what's going on. So thank you, Jacoby. Definitely co-side all of that.
Oh, and
Watching the mom and daughter, watching them for sure.
don't forget that I think I'm gonna just put my hand on it right now. If I had to name a snitch, it's going to be the prostitute that is sleeping with Howard. I forgot. I wrote that down right here on my sticky notes for the show.
Okay, sticky notes. Heard
Um,
you.
listen, I'm always prepared. There's one because you got to remember last week, girl cop followed her after she left his house,
That's true.
and he just told her in this week's episode that he has a son. Just
Dots are
saying,
those
guys.
that I see connecting. Dots are those that I see connecting. All right. Well, we got a lot going on until we tap in for episode 5. Chris, you got anything else on this episode?
That's it. I just wanted to lock in my theory there.
Okay, theory, Chrissy, the theory. I
Since
see you.
Symphony's done, I had to,
Right.
go pour one out for young homie Simp.
Until next time, Symphony. Until next time we see you, and don't get caught up on that love thing. So couple of programming notes. The podcast next week will probably come out Sunday or Monday. It may not be live. It may be live tape for that y'all that are in there. Feel free to join. We'll launch it on YouTube as a live probably around the same time, so y'all can get in and comment and talk to each other. Because I'm gonna be on vacation next week, so I'm not gonna be able to be here the whole week. And then the week after, I don't get back until I think mid next week, so we might be doing another Wednesday after that. So that's just a couple of things, just in case you may see like it's not live where we're answering your questions, and the next one comes on Wednesday. Tap into Power After Hours, Twitter and Instagram. We'll keep you up to date. And the episode is coming so far. Episode 5 is gonna be a thing because those mid-season finales usually has some shit attached.
Somebody gonna die.
Yeah. So of course, there's gonna be a body. Somebody streets need a body, and episode 5 is probably gonna provide it. So definitely tap in with that. Thank you so much for supporting. Chrissy, where can they find you?
You can find me everywhere at Chrissy B. Davis. I keep it real simple for the folks, and that's Chrissy with a K. What about you,
Yes,
Jeff?
ma'am. Jeff J says all social media. You can find us anywhere. Power After Hours, where you listen to podcasts. Check us out on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, share this to anybody who you know who loves power, who's watching Raising Kanan and wants to join the discussion. This is the best place to have power discussions, live, after live, wherever have you. This is the community. So tell a friend to join us. powerafterhourspod@gmail.com, or in our DMs if you want to share any questions and you can't make it, or you listen on audio and just want to have a question answered. We'll definitely tap in with that as well. Definitely send it to the email. It makes it more streamlined. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Loving this season so far. Loving what y'all got going on in the chat. Thank y'all as always for being so live.
Yes.
We're done here. Rock, single task, solo task. You can't be doing too much. Stop all that damn lying. All right? We gonna check y'all later.
Peace.